Let's transition to a little captaincy here because we'll talk about coaches here. I heard John Tortorella of the Flyers was saying he's not quite ready to name a captain yet because that locker room is fucked. So who knows what's going on over there? But is it the same spot with the Calgary Flames? Like this is the debate that's been had for a month now, or since we've known our players right now. So my question, Noah, is are the Flames actually going to name a captain by opening night, whatever the first week of October it is, in a month from now? Will we have a captain?
See, I want to think that they will,
Okay.
but I don't think they will.
Really?
The more that I think about it, because I mean, I don't know if it's that big of a deal as maybe a lot of people think it is. Just because, like, it's just a letter on a jersey, like that's it, right? Like, I mean, the captain can be someone who doesn't even wear the C and wears the A and has a lot of leadership skills in the locker room. So I don't think so. Like, I'm honestly thought they were going to name a captain this year, but I'm more in thought that I don't think they'll name it again this year.
What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, I'll disagree with Noah a little bit in saying that that the captaincy, like, it's not like too big a deal. I think externally for the fans and for like the organization itself, it's a big deal. For inside the locker room, I would totally agree with Noah. I don't think it's that big a deal because I mean the Flames have so many leaders on their team right now that they don't need one guy to take that on. So totally agree with him on that. But I'm in the camp where I don't think they should name a captain this year. When you name a captain, I think it's something that you should be looking at from like a long-term perspective. And I just don't see anybody right now who like fits that role for just this season, just based off contract situations and based off the fact that so many new core pieces are arriving in town just this year. Like I do think maybe for next season or the following season, like Huberdeau, Kadri, Weegar all have a legit shot to be captain, but like let's not give them those letters this season just because they're just here. I mean, like they're just meeting their teammates now. Give them some time to get used to their teammates and their organization, and just get used to the city. So I wouldn't rush giving to them. And then when you look at Backlund and Tanev, Lucic, all those guys, they all have 1 or 2 years left on their contracts. So do you want to give it to a guy short term? That's not really my style, because I remember going back to like the early 2000s there when they were just giving out the captaincy, like Oprah gives out cars at Christmas. Dave Lowry, you're the captain. Bugner, you're the captain. Conroy, you're the captain. Steve Smith. Like, I don't want to see that again. So I'd wait this year and then maybe look at Huberdeau, Kadri, Weegar, Lindholm, maybe next season.
Do you think that they're going to give somebody a look throughout training camp? Do you think that they might have some eyes on a couple guys, of Kadri, Huberdeau, Lindholm, whoever, on training camp and decide after that? Or do you think they're just going to go, no, let's just wait?
I think they're going to wait. And like Daryl Sutter was on the Fan 960 there, Francis, the other day, and even he made it seem like that they're in no rush to make that decision right now either. Yeah. And like Huberdeau, Kadri, Weegar, like they're going to be under a lot of pressure this year. This is their first time, well, at least for Weegar and Huberdeau, first time playing in a Canadian market on a really good team with high expectations. Mm-hmm. Don't put the captaincy on their chest just yet. Right. Just yet. Let them kind of ease their way into playing for the Calgary Flames and becoming part of the community before, giving them that responsibility in their first year.
If Michael Backlund had 5 years left on his contract, would you give it to him? No, you would not. Okay. What about Lindholm?
Yeah, if Lindholm signs a long-term deal, I would seriously look at giving it to him.
So that's probably
just because with Backlund. I was just gonna say, just with Backlund, he's like 33 years old right now. Mm-hmm. I think he'll be 35 by the time his contract's up. And I do think the captaincy needs to go to a good player, like a first line player, kind of top pairing defenseman. And Backlund, I mean, he's going to be the third line center this year. And then, if he was on a 5-year deal, where would he be when he's, 36, 37? Would he be on a fourth line? Right. Do you want your captain to be a third, fourth line player? That's kind of a question I would put out there, but that's just me. What about you, Printzy? Who do you think should get the C?
If I understand, if Backlund had more, I guess, age or younger, found a youth, and he had more term on his contract, I think that's probably the easiest choice, just with him being there. We saw, as much as once guys get older, and trust me, I'm getting older too, as you go on the decline, Backlund looked pretty good in the playoffs, in my opinion. Like, he's definitely not a guy that's going to drop the gloves, but he's not a guy that's going to shy away from that kind of stuff too. And I'm not saying that it's 2005 and your captain immediately has to fight everyone, but it's still nice to have that kind of stuff there too. If Yeah, you know what, the choice for me might be using it almost as leverage too with Lindholm next year. So say Lindholm, you sit him down this year and say, we're looking at you as a leader this year. We want you to be part of the core group of leaders. The Flames have the luxury where they have so many guys that already are leaders. If you look at it, it's got Backlund, Lindholm, you've got Tanev, you've got Blake Coleman could be considered a leader too. You've got
Yeah.
Lucic, Kadri's in that role, Huberdeau's in that role. Like if I hadn't said Lindholm already, like it's crazy that the amount of guys that they have that could carry that already. So that's probably why they're awarded the luxury of not doing that. I'll agree with what Robert said too. It's probably more of an external thing that doesn't matter, but it's also the captain's the guy that not last year but the year before when we kept getting blown out 7-0 by the Ottawa Senators. The captain's the guy that has to go and answer those questions. Why? Like, what are they playing, rock paper scissors and sending out Luch like every single time to answer those questions? Like, there's got to be someone there to hold accountability. And when us as media and fans we want answers, the captain's got to be honest and transparent and has to give us those answers. So I'm with you guys. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I totally agree with that. Is that it means a lot to us fans and to the media as well. But it's just all I'm saying is like it's not as big of a deal from like inside the locker room or from within, Daryl and some of the other coaching staff and whatnot.
So we're in agreement. So they're probably not going to have one this year.